Aloha. Tonight we'll practice a restorative class, and I welcome you to be creative with the props that you'll be using. You don't have to have the special yoga props. You can use towels, you can use blocks, you can use belts. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a belt. I use my meditation cushion. I have a bolster, but if you don't have a bolster, you can use a stack of pillows or a really nice big pillow, or you can grab a couple of pillows. So having all of your props around, we'll begin with Supta Baddha Konasana pose. We'll set it up together and we're going to hold it for some time. So make sure you do feel fully supported, fully comfortable. In a restorative practice, we remain within our comfort zone. Okay? Supta Baddha Konasana. If you have a bolster, go ahead and set it up to the back of your mat. And if you have a block or two, you can use below the bolster to create a little bit of a lift, right? You can create more lift if you wish. I will use my meditation cushion for that. I'm gonna save my blocks for my knees. Okay, so you can do the same thing. Now, if you have a strap, I will go ahead and explain how to use the strap in this position. But don't worry if you don't have a strap or even a belt, this position can work just perfectly fine without one. So grabbing your strap, go ahead and make a loop. Once you have your loop, you will put it around your torso, right, around your waist, and then you're going to sit right in front of your bolster. So not on top of your bolster, but right in front of your bolster. And here, if you like to use your blocks, you will put them underneath your knees. Your legs are in a butterfly position, soles of the feet are together, knees open out to the sides. The strap, if you're using it, is out here. So what I'm going to do is have the buckle to be away from my skin, because I don't want to feel this during the pose. And I'm going to slide it under my feet, right? And from here I will tighten the loop. Okay, the back of the strap is somewhere above my tailbone, the sacrum area. And from here, that feels delicious. From here you just lay down on the bolster, make sure everything feels good, rearrange the blocks if needed, rearrange the bolster if needed, tighten up more the strap if needed. The arms can go out by the sides, or you can have your hands to your belly. You can also enjoy one hand on the heart, one hand on the abdomen. Let's take about 5 to 7 breaths here just to feel the position and do any final adjustments if they are needed. And if this is the pose for you, you don't need to change anything anymore, I will invite you to your stillness. First, stilling the body. You can rotate the consciousness around the body. And just notice If there is any areas holding a lot of tension, any parts of the body that need your attention, that need your breath. Make your next inhale just a bit deeper. And make your next exhale extra long. Now letting go of all tension possible. And from now on, the focus of the breath, the focus of the mind will be on your breath. We're going to practice diaphragmatic breathing. Visualize your abdomen. Visualize the abdominal cavity, the organs on the inside. Visualize your rib cage, the heart and the lungs. Now visualize the diaphragm muscle, a dome-shaped like muscle between the abdominal cavity and the rib cage. And then take the awareness down into the pelvis. Visualize the pelvis and the pelvic floor. So your entire torso is connected to your breath. And you can follow that breath and the subtle movement within. What's happening with the rib cage as you inhale, with the abdomen as you inhale, and the pelvic floor as you inhale. Now follow the exhale. So you have a beautiful fluid movement of energy. The inhale expands the rib cage, the abdomen, and relaxes the pelvic floor as the energy moves downward. The diaphragm contracts with the inhale. Let's follow the exhale. Upward moving energy to the pelvic floor. The belly falls. The diaphragm relaxes, moves up. The lungs expel air. The rib cage contracts back in. You can take that movement all the way up to the throat all the way up to the nose. You can connect it down to the feet and up to the crown of the head. It's your journey and it's your breath. Let's observe beautiful diaphragmatic breathing now. We have 3 more breaths left in here. Now go ahead and take the focus of the mind from the breath back into your body. And just notice what feels different in your body. You can do a little bit of movement to your fingers or to the skin in the face. You can even move your head gently side to side. Now, if you don't have the belt around your legs and pelvis, you can simply roll over to one side into a fetal position. If you do have your belt around your feet, you can reach down with your hands and get your feet out of the belt so they're free. And now you can roll over to a fetal position to whichever side you want. You want this transition to be nice and easy, right? You don't want to rush out of here. Maybe taking another extra breath or 2. And then eventually coming up into a seat. Removing the belt out of the way. Now we are going to keep the setup with the bolster in the back. We're going to do some belly twists. So as you sit with both knees pointing in one direction, so you can start whichever side you want. I am with my right hip next to the bolster. Again, you're not sitting on the bolster, you're sitting right in front of the bolster. I like to call this position with my knees a mermaid seat. You know how the mermaids sit on the rock like that? So that's what we're doing. You can also pretend to be a mermaid, merman too. Anyways, we're doing a belly twist. So this is how it looks like. You twist your body a little bit so you can get your belly and your chest centered, and then you lower yourself down. Your arms stay out to the sides, and you can bring the right ear down to the floor, which will be easier for the neck. Like, I'm not twisting my neck, but if I wanted to go deeper in the twist, I will take my opposite ear down and twist my neck. I brought the towel over to bring between my knees, and that gives me a little extra cushion, and I feel nice and supported in the leg pelvis area. So once again, you can start whichever side you want. We'll go ahead and lay down. Lower whichever ear you choose to start with. Maybe start with no twist in the neck just to begin with. And then a few breaths into the pulse, you can try and twist the neck a little deeper. Any final adjustments now? Make sure you feel as comfortable as possible. In the restorative practice, we want to feel supported. We want our brain, our nervous system to trust this process. So if the mind is trusting, it will signal down the body, the muscles, the joints, to let go and to relax. Let's bring awareness back to the breath. Allow the body to get a little heavier. Allow gravity to pull the weight of your skeleton deeply into the earth. Trust that your props are there to hold you. You can check in now if you want to twist your neck a bit deeper. Final breath or two in this belly twist. Exhale everything out in this position. Place your hands down to your mat and very gently, as you inhale, press up. So you can come to your seat. You can roll the neck a couple of times in each direction. And we are going to do the same belly twist to the opposite side. You don't have to move anything. I'm just going to move my props over to the opposite side of the mat so you can still see my face. Okay, so for you, this time will be the opposite hip, sitting close to the bolster. And the more lifted the bolster is, the less you are going to twist, right? The higher it is, the less of a flexion from the spine and a twist. The deeper down you go, the deeper the experience with the flexion and twisting. Okay, so you can take the towel or the blanket in between your knees, sitting like a mermaid or a merman. Inhale, lengthen up. As you exhale, twist and lower your chest all the way down. And to start with, you can have the easy way of not twisting the neck, or you can twist the neck. Any final adjustments now? Settle back into the position. Recognize if this side feels a little easier, perhaps a little harder. And without attaching to that feeling, just realize it and then let it go. And we're going to bring awareness back to the idea of surrendering the weight into the props, into the earth. Relaxing as deeply as possible. Enjoying the moment of stillness and observing the breath now. See if you want to twist your neck a little deeper now. And we have about 5 more breaths left here in this position. Relaxing now, 1 more breath, deep inhale in. Exhale everything out. With your palms to the mat, very slowly with your next inhale, press up all the way into your seat. And you can move the neck in circles. We'll go ahead and clear up the bolsters and the blocks out of the way. Let's come into a tabletop position, so you're on your hands and on your knees. I'm doing quick cat and cow. So as you inhale, you arch the spine and you lift the chin. And as you exhale, you round the spine and you bring the chin towards the chest. And you can do a few of these. Or you can modify the movement as you take the hips in gentle circles around. Or the neck in gentle circles around. Or moving through the shoulders, the elbows. You can do a quick up dog or a quick down dog. Just whatever your body is craving for before we continue with the next pose. So take as much time as you need. When you are ready, we're going to meet in a seated position with the legs straight out in front of you. we're going to practice a supported forward fold pose. There is a lot that we can do here in terms of props. So because that forward flexion is going to challenge your hamstrings, your pelvis, and your back, these are the parts of the body that we can support. So if your hamstrings are very tight, you can use your pillow or your blanket rolled up underneath your knees. That will keep your knees fully supported, gently bent. That will hopefully help to relax some of the muscles in the thighs. If your lower back is tight today and even thinking of forward folding is giving you some low back pain, you can use your pillow or your blanket to sit up on. But when you sit up on you sit right on the edge, not back towards the center, but right on the edge. So when you tilt forward, that helps initiate forward flexion from the hips, right? So when you fold forward, you first want to find that pelvic tilt rather than being stuck in a backward pelvic tilt and trying to fold from here. So knees bent and hips lifted a little bit off the floor helps to initiate that forward tilt from the pelvis. And then, of course, allowing your body to fold forward. I like to have the bolster between my legs, so my legs are just a little bit open. And I don't have to go too far down, right? If you are up here, then this is great as well, right? You don't have to go all the way down. Some of us are here. And some of us want to go all the way down. So instead of using the bolster, you can just grab your block and come all the way down here, right? So all kinds of options. Please go ahead and take a moment to set up the props that you will be using. And we're going to meet in the position. When you're ready, take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, folding in. Now, the first thing that I will bring your awareness to is your arms. You want to have your arms as relaxed as possible. We often try to pull ourselves in and control the experience here. So for today, I will invite you to let go of that control. Just drop in, allow the arms to be nice and heavy. And you can do the same with the legs, so the legs are also relaxed, heavy. Especially the spine and the skull, relaxed and heavy. The face, the jaw, relaxed and heavy. We're going to explore our back body with the breath. So you can explore the back of the rib cage, middle spine, lower spine. As you inhale, gently opening and expanding. And with the exhale, gently falling even deeper into the position. A minute or two into the pose, you may feel like you'd like to go a bit deeper. Please feel free to readjust your prop. Continue to explore your breath into the back body. A beautiful opportunity to breathe through the back of the skull, the back of the neck, the shoulder blades. Visualizing the muscle tissue breathing, expanding, releasing tension. You can visualize the energy channels being open, flow of energy, pure white light moving through with no obstacles along the way, no stagnation. About 5 more breaths. Final breath now. Follow the whole exhale all the way out. And as you begin to inhale, please use your hands and very slowly walk your hands in so the spine can slowly unfold, stacking one vertebra on top of the other. The head will be the last one to stack right on top. And then if you have a bolster on top of your legs, go ahead and remove that. You can bend the knees, take your feet a little further apart and take your knees side to side like the windshield wipers of a car, just to move the hip joints a little bit. You can also shake the legs a little bit, rotate the ankles a little bit. You can also do a little bit of a arch for the middle upper spine as you lift the heart and lift the chin. Our next transition is to lay all the way down on the back, and we will be using either the bolster or the block. In my case here, I will be using my meditation cushion. But you can be using anything. Bolster, block, stack of towels, or a pillow, okay? We'll be practicing supported bridge pose. If you're not familiar, you'll see what I'm talking about. But go ahead and set up the prop so it's right next to you and make your way all the way down onto your back. Make sure you feel nice and comfortable. If you like to bring your knees in towards the chest and give them a little huggy, or roll the knees and a couple of circles around, massaging the lower back, you can do that too. And then we're going to go right into supported bridge pose, stepping the feet down to the floor and lifting the hips like you're going into bridge position, taking whatever prop you chose to work with and sliding it under your pelvis. So you don't want to slide it up your back like this, right? This is going to exaggerate my lumbar curve there. I don't want that. I don't want it to press into my spine. I want it under my lower back, under my hips. Good. And once you have that position down, you can keep your knees bent. That will be a little easier for tight hip flexors to be here, and you can rest your hands to your belly. But if you do want to get a little deeper into the hip flexors, you can extend your legs out and lift the arms overhead. Any final adjustments now? I'm going to bring awareness back to the breath. And for the rest of the time here, we'll continue practicing diaphragmatic breathing. Using the creativity of your mind, you can visualize your whole abdominal cavity with everything on the inside, all the organs, the connective tissues, the fluids, the blood. You can visualize the pelvis with the pelvic floor, with the pelvic floor muscles that form that beautiful hammock that moves as well with the breath. You can visualize the rib cage with the beautiful lungs breathing in and breathing out for you. You can visualize your beating heart pumping blood to the entire organism. So that perfect system works together with your breath. Everything moves, slides, shifts as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Learning how to fall in love with your breath. Because your breath is your forever companion. So you better learn how to get along with your breath. Let's keep that visualization for 3 more breaths. And you can stay right where you are, that's just perfect. Or you can bend the knees and bring your feet up towards the sky for a little restorative inversion. And it should really take a minimum effort to keep your legs up like this. And we won't be here for too long. You're also welcome to play around and maybe straddle the legs. If that's not too much of a stretch, you can keep your legs there. If this feels too much, then bring the legs together. Also, you can do your butterfly pose here too, bringing the soles of the feet together. And maybe reaching with your hands and grabbing the outer edges of the feet. Wherever you are, another breath or two. And very slowly, on your own time, step your feet back down to the floor. Lift the hips up, remove whatever prop is under your pelvis. Release the pelvis back down. Appreciate that moment when you feel the firm support of the earth beneath. You can stay here, you can stretch your legs out, you can hug your knees in, or you can do couple windshield wipers here as well. We're gonna do a couple of twists here in the end, but we're not holding the twist this time for as long as the rest of the poses. So from your knees in towards the chest, you can just lower your knees over to your right side. And if a prop happens to be there, that's great. If there is no prop and your knees don't reach the floor, then you can slide the blanket under. But again, we're not staying here for very long, just for a breath or two. You can allow the left arm now to stretch out. Maybe turn your cheek, your left cheek, chin over the left shoulder. Maybe reach your right arm overhead to try to relax. Keep the eyes closed. Take a breath or two or three. And on your own time, all you need to do is just move to the center. If you want couple windshield wipers in between, please do so. And then have your knees fall over to the left. Stretch your right arm out. Maybe turn your chin over the right shoulder. Maybe not. Just rest a couple of breaths. And once again, on your own time, release that twist as well. Feel free to do any final movement here. My final pose will be Shavasana, and because we have all the props here available next to us, we can use a prop or two for supported Shavasana. So I'm going to use my bolster underneath the knees. And I'm going to use my towel or blanket, whatever you have. I'll place it on the pelvis for a little extra support. The arms are relaxed down by your sides. Make sure the back of the neck, back of the head is nice and straight. Everything should feel easy, soft, just right. In the final few minutes of the practice, you can let go of your breath control. So the body is breathing on its own time, on its own rhythm. And you are a silent witness, just admiring the beauty, the intelligence of creation of your body, witnessing your breath. Without moving your body, just move the awareness to the center of the eyebrows. The yogis refer to that focus as the Chittakash, or the mind space. Look back into your mind space, observing the darkness behind the eyelids. Formulate your sankalpa, something that you'd like to manifest in your life in the next year or two. Formulate a short, positive phrase, like it's already happening for you, and repeat it 3 times mentally now. Keep the focus of the mind at the Chittakash and mentally chant Om 3 times now. Now move the awareness back into your body and take a little deeper inhale in. Exhale, gently open the mouth. Let everything go. Bring a little movement through your fingers and your toes. You can move the back of the head to massage back of the scalp. When you're ready for bigger movements, you can stretch your arms overhead. And we're gonna roll over to whichever side you choose into a fetal position without rushing out, maybe for just a breath. And then with your eyes closed, just gently come up into your seat. Any easy seated position. Bring your hands to a prayer in front of the heart center. Take a moment to be grateful for the time you took today to practice restorative yoga, to give the opportunity to your body to release stress and tension, to give the opportunity to your mind to release tension from the mind, and to be one with your breath. Such a beautiful time to gift to yourself. Bow the head down towards the Lord in your heart. Namaste. Thank you all for practicing with me. Let me know if you have any questions about anything, anytime. I'm here for you. I love you all.